The perfect Kevin Costner replacement for Beth and Rip's spinoff is his old Western rival who was almost cast in Yellowstone's next spinoff. The perfect Kevin Costner replacement for Beth and Rip's spinoff series is actually an old Western rival who was almost cast in another Yellowstone spinoff. Ever since Taylor Sheridan's neo-Western drama series, Yellowstone was disappointingly cut short after season 5. There have been a few spin-off shows proposed to carry on the characters' stories. Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spin-off was announced during the second half of season 5, and while details, including its title and supporting cast, remain fairly elusive, we know that the show will include the return of Kelly Riley, Beth Dutton, and Cole Hauser, Rip Wheeler. Yellowstone struggled to maintain its momentum towards the end, especially after Kevin Costner, John Dutton III, unexpectedly quit the show. Therefore, there is hope that Beth and Rip's new spinoff will revive the franchise with a new focus, and perhaps even fulfill the storylines that would have happened in Yellowstone's planned seasons 6 and 7. Of course, Costner's swift exit has caused a problem for Yellowstone's universe due to the prominence of his character. Consequently, it looks like Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spinoff will be looking for a Kevin Costner replacement to fill a similar role in the new show. According to a report by Puck, the Beth and Rip spinoff show will begin filming in the summer, and they are looking to cast a Kevin Costner type that is definitely not Costner to join them. The need for a new, Kevin Costner-type character comes after Costner's swift exit led to an unfortunate off-screen death for John Dutton. As a result, there is now a missing personality in the Yellowstone universe, and the new character must have a similar sense of gravitas, and perhaps even notoriety to the Western genre, just like Costner, to fill that gap. While there are many potential contenders to replace Kevin Costner in Yellowstone's Beth and Rip spinoff show, Western legend Kurt Russell would actually be perfect for this role. Having a vivid background in Western movies, Russell knows the genre well enough to have the same characterization that Costner had as John Dutton. Furthermore, Kurt Russell's notoriety would also bring a sense of gravitas to his character on screen among lesser-known actors. Interestingly, despite fitting the character specification for Beth and Rip spinoff, Kurt Russell was actually heavily linked to another upcoming Yellowstone spinoff called The Madison. Confirmed to be in development, The Madison will reportedly follow the Clyburn family's relocation to Montana following the death of their patriarch, with Michelle Pfeiffer set as the lead character. Kurt Russell was supposedly in talks to be cast in this Yellowstone spinoff in 2024, with reports seemingly confirming the actor was attached to the project. However, there has been no official confirmation, and Russell has not been cast in The Madison as of yet. Even with Kurt Russell not being confirmed for The Madison's cast, I would love to see him in a Taylor Sheridan show due to his stature and history in the Western genre. In fact, Kurt Russell not being cast in either Yellowstone show would be disappointing and a missed opportunity, especially with such a big name like Kevin Costner no longer attached. However, with Michelle Pfeiffer supposedly headlining The Madison's cast, it would make more sense for Kurt Russell to appear in Beth and Rip's spinoff show instead as the big name of this other spinoff. If Kurt Russell did replace Kevin Costner in Yellowstone, it would fit perfectly with their interesting Western history. The two actors have been rivals for a long time, ever since they both featured in Wyatt Earp projects in the 1990s. Russell famously played Wyatt Earp in Tombstone in 1993, and Costner played the same role in 1994's Wyatt Earp. As a result of the project's similarities and release dates, Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell had a box office battle, although Tombstone was a clear winner in the end, for being the highest-grossing movie that was also more critically favored. Both Costner and Russell brought something different to their portrayals of Wyatt Earp. While Russell's Earp was more charismatic, Costner's version of the character was notoriously aggressive. Consequently, it can be rather subjective as to whether you think Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp or Kurt Russell's Tombstone was the best Western movie. Regardless, if Kurt Russell really were to be Costner's replacement, it would be rather fitting given their respective histories in the Western genre. The world of Yellowstone is expanding, and as fans eagerly anticipate the Beth and Rip spinoff, speculation runs rampant about who will replace Kevin Costner's John Dutton as the patriarchal presence in this new chapter. While Costner's exit left a void, the perfect replacement might just be one of his old Western rivals. An actor who nearly landed a role in the Yellowstone universe before but has all the grit, gravitas, and rugged charm to carry the torch. Enter Kurt Russell, the Western showdown that never was. Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell have long been titans of the Western genre, though they've never officially squared off in a film. Costner's legendary performances in Dances with Wolves, Wyatt Earp, and Open Range cemented him as Hollywood's cowboy king, while Russell's take on the legendary lawman Wyatt Earp in Tombstone remains one of the most beloved Western performances of all time. Fans have long debated which portrayal of Earp was superior, with Russell's grizzled yet charismatic gunslinger often winning out over Costner's more historically accurate but slower-paced depiction. With Costner now out of Yellowstone, the casting of Kurt Russell as a new leading figure in the Beth and Rip spinoff would not only bring a worthy successor into the fold, but would also ignite a fascinating what-if scenario for Western lovers. Imagine Russell, the man who once played a rival version of Costner's Wyatt Earp, stepping into a powerful role in the world that Costner helped build. The poetic symmetry alone makes it worth considering. Kurt Russell's near casting in the Yellowstone universe. Russell was reportedly in talks for a role in 1923, the Yellowstone prequel starring Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Though he ultimately didn't join the cast, his potential involvement signaled Taylor Sheridan's interest in collaborating with the veteran actor. If he was nearly cast in 1923, why not bring him into the fold for the Beth and Rip spinoff instead? Russell has the perfect blend of old-school Western charm, toughness, and quiet intensity that would make him a natural fit for Yellowstone's world. He's played everything from a hardened bounty hunter in The Hateful Eight to a wise yet formidable rancher in The Christmas Chronicles. Yes, even Santa Claus has cowboy energy when played by Russell. His experience with gritty, morally complex roles aligns with Sheridan's storytelling, making him a seamless addition to the franchise. Who could Russell play? The Beth and Rip spinoff will likely follow the power couple as they leave the Yellowstone Ranch for a new chapter of their lives. That journey won't be without its challenges, and they'll need allies and adversaries alike. Russell could step in as an older, battle-tested rancher who either mentors them in their new environment or stands in their way. One compelling possibility is that Russell could play a former ally of John Dutton, someone with deep ties to the ranching world who steps in to fill the void left by John's absence. Perhaps he's a longtime friend of the Dutton family, offering guidance to Beth and Rip as they navigate uncharted waters. Alternatively, he could be a formidable adversary, an established landowner who sees Beth and Rip's arrival as a threat to his territory. In either role, Russell's rugged charisma and authoritative presence would make him a natural fit. He has the ability to bring warmth and wisdom when needed, but can also turn on the intimidation factor in an instant, something crucial in Sheridan's world, where power struggles often define the landscape. The Western legacy continues. Beyond his acting chops, Russell's legacy as a Western icon would add another layer of depth to the series. Just as Yellowstone pays homage to classic Western themes while modernizing them, casting Russell would be a nod to the genre's history. His involvement would serve as a bridge between classic Western storytelling and the new wave of neo-Westerns that Yellowstone has helped popularize. For longtime Western fans, seeing Russell join the Yellowstone universe would be a dream come true. It would be a full-circle moment, bringing one of the genre's most beloved figures into its most popular modern iteration. It would also fuel conversations about what might have been if Russell and Costner had ever truly gone head-to-head in a Western showdown. A natural fit for Sheridan's vision. Taylor Sheridan is known for casting actors who embody the authenticity and grit of the Yellowstone world. From Sam Elliott and Harrison Ford in 1883 and 1923 to Cole Hauser and Kelly Riley's electrifying performances as Rip and Beth, Sheridan values actors who bring raw intensity and real presence to the screen. Russell fits that mold perfectly.